So I saw this post on Instagram and it asked this exact question. How old were you when you had your first teacher that looked like you? Then I started to think and I realized that I was 16 years old when I had my first black teacher. 16 years old, that couldn't be right. And then I realized that, yeah, I was often the only black kid in the classroom. Then it made me wonder something. What would my educational experience have been like if I had, let's say, my first black teacher when I was in kindergarten? What if I had a few black teachers along the way? What if every teacher I had ever had been black? And how does this impact other black students? So I started researching, and while roughly 26% of Ontario students are racialized, only 10% of high school teachers and 9% of elementary school teachers are racialized. That's a worse gap than Mississippi and Alabama. And speaking of the Deep South, most Ontarians don't even realize that when it comes to school segregation, which most of us think of as like an American thing, happened right here in this province up until 1965. That's right, in most of our parents' lifetimes. And I don't have to tell you that most black schools weren't exactly kept up to the same standards as white schools. Critics say that black students are punished more harshly than their peers, are viewed more negatively by their teachers, and are subject to more racial attacks than their fellow students. Those aggressions and microaggressions begin to add up, and trust me, they take their toll. A group called Parents for Black Children are working with schools to make some change, but I have to ask, why is it always left up to us to play the superhero in our own tragic story?